Is there life after death? Oh, yes, there is. There's no question about it. And there are a number of reasons why we should believe in it, none of which depend upon sensational accounts that people write about their near-death experiences. The reason we know there is life after death is because someone had not a near-death experience, but a complete death experience, and returned from the other side. That person not only did this, but predicted that he would do this in advance. And after he had been dead, buried in a grave for 3 days and 3 nights, after that, he appeared before hundreds of people, scores of which eventually went to their death because of their conviction that this man had been raised from the dead. This man, of course, is Jesus. Now, the question comes with perhaps mixed feelings about what we'd like the answer to be. There are some of us who desperately want there to be no life after death. We welcome the idea of ceasing to be and are dreading the concept of consciousness continuing on forever. Others of us dread the concept of being non-existent and cling to the hope of an eternal future. That has nothing to do, however, with whether or not it will happen. I will say this, that many people across the globe, across the centuries, have embraced the idea of life after death, if only as a way to understand the pursuit of justice. Because if there's one thing we recognize, it's that justice doesn't happen in a full and complete way on this side of the death. And so some would posit, well, there must be an afterlife because justice has to be evened out at some point. This can't be the whole story. Again, I get the perspective, but I don't think it's a compelling argument. The compelling argument is that the one who died and came back has told us that we will live forever. Now, I want to mention something that might seem a bit pedantic, but I think it's important for us to understand. It is absolutely true that all men everywhere will, in one form or another, last into eternity. But it is not true that men are inherently immortal. Nor is the human soul inherently immortal. Inherently means in and of itself. It's true that we will never die, but it's true that we will never die in our spirits because God has said that he will sustain us for eternity. The scriptures tell us that it is in him that we live and move and have our being. That life that we live in him is not just in this side of the veil, but on the other side as well. We will always be dependent and contingent upon him. And as long as he wills that we should continue, we will continue. And given the fact that he said he wills that we would continue forever, we will continue forever. It's important for us to remember that so that we don't get to think that there's something wonderful and amazing and powerful and unstoppable about our souls. No, they're just as fragile as our bodies. And one day, our bodies and our souls will be brought together. And they will be perfected and glorified. And we will not only live forever, but we will live, those who are in Christ, we will live forever with him.